What's up, guys? Welcome back to another EVE Online video. So I'm going to go over actually the best way to help conceal your location, as far as like if you want to do like video recording or you just want to stream EVE Online. One of the biggest difficulties with content creation or just like streaming for EVE is the stream sniping and OPSEC concerns with your alliance or your corporation. So I'm gonna kind of show you the tricks I use. You eagle-eyed viewers might have had questions about my UI setup, and I'm just gonna give you kind of a little glimpse onto how I kind of do things. So I'm gonna show. We're gonna be going over quite a bit here, but I'm gonna start off with first the things I do as far as the overview. There are some things you can change. There are some things you just have to work around. So one of them being is not giving away too much information on your location, right? And so as you can see here, you can see I had the overview showing, and so here, like, even in the overview, the general, you can see, like, even the stations will give away what system you're in, and then you have names, people, right? You don't see my local anywhere, you don't see dscan, but let's go ahead and go up here and go to overview settings. And the first thing I do actually is I go over here to ships, and then I uncheck pilot name, corp, ticker, and alliance short name. That way if you click on your ship or whatever, it just shows the type. The reason you want to conceal your name is because of locator agents. They'll be able to just like locate you and figure it out that way. I also don't show local because of newts. If newts come in system and like null, people can locate them, even though you might be hiding your name. Don't show info screens for neutrals or anything like that, because they can just kind of use that to reverse find where you're at. The other thing I do here that helps on the overview, as you'll be able to tell from these station names and stuff like that, is I'll go in here and I'll actually just uncheck the name category, and then what that'll do is that'll just give me the ship type, and then on stations it'll just give you a generic, and on stargates it'll just give you a generic. That's one of the biggest, those are the two biggest things I do in the overview settings. You also go up here and go to hide all brackets, which you'll hide things on the screen as well, which helps sometimes, and you can turn it back on if you need to. The other thing you want to do is like hide your system information as well too. But even if I move this probe scanner, you can see, oh, there's nothing there, right? Because I'm using some hardware workarounds as well. One of the biggest things you want to try to hide is this thing, the select item window, because if you're gating, this will just straight up select your next gate, and it'll kind of give away what you're doing. But I'm gonna give you an idea of kind of how I do things. This is a normal view, but I'm actually running a ultra wide, right? It's like 25 or 2650 by 1080p. And so since I had this ultra wide, I essentially just modify my view to being just pertinent information. So things I keep off screen would be like fleet window, locations, because the locations window can actually give away your location as well. Even if you name your navs appropriately, the save locations in system name up here header just gives you away. And then you have your local down here, which you can keep off screen as well. And then your menu over here stays hidden, and also any ticks that come into your wallet will be hidden as well. And then all this stuff, because normally if you don't have an ultra wide, you would just turn all this off and you would just roll that way, right? And then but I like run the ultra wide because I can essentially just kind of keep that stuff going, right? And then over on this side, you can have a little bit more space as well. Selection window will go over here, dscan will go over here, anything like that. And that's just kind of like the benefits of using a ultra wide for streaming or whatever. As far as like when you're mining and stuff like that, I just try to keep my ship selected. I usually zoom in just to whatever. They can still find you based on like the nebula, if they can recognize the nebula you're in, but I usually just try to like move around quite a bit for what I do. The one thing you can't really change or hide is the warp information down here. So for instance, let's say I warp over here to the station. It's going to tell you right here. There's no really way to hide that. That's usually like, I don't try gate or do anything crazy like that when I'm streaming. when I'm mining, I'll usually just try to, like, you know, stream on the belt and not move around too much. You can drag this over, and then if you're running a camera or something on your stream, you can put your camera over this, so it kind of like hides it a little bit as well. Aligning it to the top doesn't matter either. It's just gonna push it down and everything like that. Just little like small little things like that you can do. So it's like, you know, this is what the viewer would see, right? But like for you, you have all the pertinent information that you need to see, and it's just about, like, you know, maintaining operational security and stuff like that. So you see, I'm over here. So, like, you know, you can keep this name, you know, this type column out here, because all these stargates will show. So like, even if I like select, let's say I want to gate this, I'm going to jump, this is going to show what system, but nothing else will. Like, there's no selector window showing. And what I'll do is I'll turn off brackets, and what I'll do here is I'm, you know, got myself selected, and see, you don't see the actual bracket for the gate. And then you can gate this way as well. So let's say you're hiding your little info right here, and you just want to like gate or whatever. We'll zoom all the way out, and you'll see you won't actually be able to see exactly what gate I go in, as long as you're hiding what's above your HUD. Once we get up here to this, and this is what you get for like hiding the bracket, right? So see, I'm coming up on the gate. You can even zoom in, right? I mean, obviously they can see it's a Caldari gate, but you know, you don't have it selected or anything, and so you'll go through it. And that's just kind of like that, just being mindful of everything like that. Now the selector window will automatically select the gate when you come out of it. So what I try to do is whenever I come out, I just try to select myself again. But I just try to avoid gating for the most part, if I can. And you can also just kind of right click on it and approach, or right click and jump, and it'll still keep you selected. Things like that. And then other things too that you can do is, like, if you're mining or something like that, and there's like Indo or Trig, you know, guns on the belt, you can just right click on them and remove them from overview. Just like these Caldari guys, you can remove those from the PvP tab or whatever. Just any sort of identifying, anything that can identify you. Like, you know, obviously if like you have an Indo or a Trig like gun on a belt, they're gonna guess, right? Like if there's a Trig gun on the belt, they're gonna be like, okay, he's in one of the Trig border systems, right? And it just helps them out a little bit. I usually don't have any problems for the most part. And nullsec is just about, like, you know, covering as much information as you can. And it's not really, it comes down to really, like, it's not, even if you're not really worried about it, it really comes down to just like OPSEC policies for corporations or alliances that you might be in, right? Because you could be a PvP streamer and you know, want people to stream snipe you, but really it's not really about that. It's really about just, you know, protecting everybody else that you're associated with at a corporate or an alliance level. So there's also something else you can do here too. So let me show you this little bonus. Actually, we need to stop. So if you go down here to your HUD, if you go down in this menu, you go down to enter moving mode for messages. This is your, like, where your damage, your ISK, and all that stuff shows up, and this is like where your fail to dock, fail to jump, like all those default messages go. You can actually move this out of the way. I move that to the top corner usually. I usually leave that one, the damage one, kind of up and everything. There's two ways to get to it. If you go to utilities, logs, and messages, then you go to combat settings, and down at the bottom you can reset alignment. So I usually leave that one there, and I'll throw that one up in the corner, and then you just hit X to exit moving mode. And so now when it shows, when I go to dock here and it says, you know, docking accepted, you won't see it up here. It'll be actually in the top right of my screen, and that's just because that window can give you some give some information away as well. And obviously it works for docking as well. As you can see, I'm docking into Jita, and you know, you don't really see anything on screen. It looks like I have the UI turned off actually, but I do actually have all of my information here on the side, just out of view. There's also another little trick you can do too if you ever want to like access your character sheet on stream or whatever like that. This character portion down at the bottom will show like location, all, you know, Corp, Alliance, all that stuff. A lot of information that you might want to have hidden. what I do is I usually just make it to where this pane goes away. And so what I usually do is open up like personal assets. Let's see, I'll just drag personal assets to the top, right? And if I go to character sheet, it'll remove that side pane, which has like, you know, pertinent information in it. So then you can actually access clones and stuff like that without actually giving away any more information as well. So I figured I'd share this, you know, in case anybody, you know, is streaming and would like just some like tips on how to, like, you know, just kind of hide stuff and whatever. That's how we do it. At least that's how I do it. So peace out. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I will see you guys next time. Peace out.